There are differences between faith, law of attraction, gullibility, and magical thinking. At the beginning of my, what we call an awakening, I believed that God and my angels would make everything magically happen for me. As long as I had positive thoughts and wanted the good for everyone, everything will be provided, right? Not so fast. Sure, I might get a parking space or a table at a restaurant, but finding the right place to live or opening a business didn't work quite the same. It's true that our thoughts are powerful and thoughts become real. What you put out there comes back to you. But if you're still very much in your ego and haven't yet dealt with the shadow, there will be some work and clearing to do. I'm not saying this will be everyone's experience, as we are all uniquely different, but this was mine, and I'm offering a cautionary tale. In my opinion, things typically don't just magically happen, and when they do, it's the exception, not the rule. Things aren't always the way we want them, or the outcome that we want, but keep in mind that this can be a protection. We don't have the bird's eye view, and sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees. This is where having faith and trusting the process comes in. It takes our actions and intentions to create something along with the universe. But here's the question: what is motivating your actions? There's an agenda or an intention behind everything that we do. We're not always aware, as we have so many layers of delusion and ego to unpeel. Something you think is good might actually not be, and something you think is bad might actually not be. It's possible that we may still be emotionally and spiritually immature, and our ego can be like a bull in a china shop. We want it all our way with no compromises. So I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot more involved than you might think. If we're not ready, positive thoughts and magical wishing won't be enough. When we start on the path, it's almost as if we have a higher order to meet. You might see people that are manifesting all kinds of things, but we've committed to a path of purification. We've agreed to a pact, in a way, with a higher power that sits in the framework of our soul, to raise our consciousness and be a participant in this global shift. Now, don't feel paranoid, but we are watched and monitored, in a sense, with our highest good in mind. We're stepping off of the merry-go-round. We've been invited to create from within and be vessels of truth and knowing, to seek what's good in others and forgive the past, to reap the rewards that come from purifying our soul. It takes a lot of courage and tenacity to prepare for being on this path. My guidance told me that it's written in the stars for all souls to evolve into higher states of being, and to know that it's all being lined up for us in ways that can't be seen with the naked eye. What I'm trying to get across is that when we come from good intentions, pure intentions, it's like being in line with what's good in the universal energy. Bad intentions can also be successful, but we want to balance out the playing field. People with greed and profit in mind, sure, they can manifest, but if you believe in the soul, what does this do to it? If we look at the current state of things, we can see that there needs to be a tipping of the scales back to a more even balance. And the way we can bring about change is to change ourselves at the core. Through this process, I'm always brought back to a sort of reality that this is it. Not that I don't believe in a creative source that I call God, but because I realize that I'm in charge of my reality in this lifetime. I can think and believe whatever I want. I can do what I want. But I experienced a shift, a huge shift. I clearly saw all the self-sabotage and how I had been operating from a not-so-good place. I do believe there is so much involved with this physical experience that we just don't understand, and maybe we don't believe is possible because we can't see it. I want to leave this earth knowing that I turned it around, that I paid attention to my soul and where I was coming from with my intentions, that I followed my own compass and listened to my own guidance, that while I'm healing my soul, I'm also part of this world. I'm not rising above anyone else. I'm rising within myself. I'm part of society and love so many things about it. I guess I have a foot in both places, which for me is good intentions, a love of life, and a connection to a source that connects us all.